Today we're looking at Elixir's Midnight Marine. Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm an ink guy. I get inks, test them, and share the results with you. Now, Elixir's Midnight Marine is a blue ink. To make sure I have a range of experience with this ink, I do the writing samples. I put the ink into a different pen for a day. I then put it into a Pierre Cardin President with a medium nib to take my notes for this video. Now, before we get to the writing samples, let's look at the sciencey bits. Up first is a chromatography, and I agree with Vita that I've learned a lot by doing multiple chromatographies. The one on the left is done the way it's supposed to be done. I put a line of ink down, immediately put it in the water for 10 to 15 seconds. And what we see is a gray across the bottom, all the way across the bottom. Makes me feel like I'm miscalling it as a blue versus a blue-black, but it's so blue, I see blue. So the gray pushes up. We do see a line that shows a little bit of resistance on the bottom. It comes up, it becomes the blue most of the way up, and then it stops with a very dark blue line across the top. The one on the right I let dry for 10 minutes before I dunk it into water. Now that gray line across the bottom is very dark, very there. The gray pushes up, and then we start to get that blue again. The ink did not travel as far with this as it did in the previous sample. Or in the previous, who's it so what's it? Chromatography, that's the word. Words. Resistance tests are done to see how this ink can be expected to perform on the page, and more importantly, how hard it might be to clean from your pen. I let the smear dry for 3 days before testing it. Looking at the highlighter, it did not handle it as well as I would hope. A majority of it handled quite well. The right side of the capital H really got blurry. So on a majority I feel okay using this as a note taker. That part makes me a little weary. Anything that could make me lose notes makes me worry about using it if I had to highlight. Water lifted the blues but left those grays. Water's not going to be enough to get this out of your pen. But Pen Flush did everything water and then a bit more. We start to see a couple areas where really the gray is going away. We start to see the white of the paper come through. This is good news. It means that Pen Flush is likely all you would need to get this out of your pen. 1/3 bleach solution, as would be expected, removes it entirely from the paper, but there should be no need to use that to get it out of your pen. For the inks I've tested, I've found an average viscosity of 2.5, with the realm of normal being from 2.1 to 2.9. Elixir's Midnight Marina has a viscosity of 2.15, making it normal. Faster side of normal, but normal, or wetter side of normal. To find my average dry times, I use my writing samples done on Clairefontaine, Tomoe River, and Rhodia paper with the extra fine and medium nib. For the inks I've tested, I have found an average dry time of 17 seconds, with the realm of normal being from 13 to 21 seconds. Elixir's Midnight Marina has an average dry time of 23 seconds. So you have to be patient to use this ink because it is slower than normal to dry. Now, let's look at the writing samples. I picked this ink up in bottle form, and yeah, it's not horrible. It's a Singapore ink. It's not horrible. They have a whole vibrant fountain pen community there. You know, sometimes when you order from overseas and you're ordering, you just order one of every single one they have. To keep my writing samples consistent, I use a Jinhao 159 with a Goulet 1.1 stub, a Jinhao X450 with a Goulet medium, and a Jinhao X750 with a Goulet extra fine. Let's take a look at the Clairefontaine, shall we? No bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1, it's a great color. It's a really fantastic color. It's just smaller bottles. You know, you look at that. It's a 30 milliliter bottle. It's a cute little bottle. Very easy to use bottle. And if this is a color you love, you should order like 20 of their bottles. Make it all worthwhile because it's going to take a long time to get to you. Unless you go on vacation in Singapore. That might be something to consider, because this is pretty nice. This is a really nice color. I love this color. I'm very happy that I got the bottle. I don't know that I would say go get the bottle because of the time, but it's a great color. The extra fine no feather spread, halo, sheen, or shade. Same exact tone with the extra fine with no feather spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 16 seconds to dry. Same exact tone with the medium, no feather spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 24 seconds to dry. The scrubby showed us no color variation. We didn't expect it. We didn't get it. And the smear test, you could recover this if you smeared while you were writing. This ink winds up being that very definition of boring. It's predictable, but it's a great color that's predictable. And if looking good is boring for being predictable, that's what I want. Tomoe River. No bleeding. We get ghosting. It's Tomoe River. Don't blame the ink, blame the paper. 1.1 no feather spread, halo, sheen, or shade. Now the extra fine has a tendency here to look slightly lighter, but it's not. When I fold the paper over and I'm really looking at it, it's the same tone. It's the same tone, it's just that it's a much thinner line. It's a trick your eye plays with you. The extra fine has no feather spread, halo, sheen, or shade. It took 22 seconds to dry. The medium has the exact same tone again with no feather spread, halo, sheen, or shade. 30 seconds to dry. The scrubby for both showed us no color variation. We didn't expect it. We didn't get it in the smear test. Why do you smear everything you write on Tomoe River? Because it takes so long to dry, and now you can't recover it. Rhodia. No bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1 has no feather spread, halo, sheen, or shade, and as the measure of consistency, its extra fine is exactly the same tone. With no feather spread, halo, sheen, or shade, and 18 seconds to dry. The medium, the exact same perfect tone, with no feather spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 27 seconds to dry. The scrubby for the extra fine and the medium showed no color variation. We don't expect it. We don't get it. In a smear test, you could recover this if you smeared it. So let's go to my favorite paper, Life paper. It's a laid paper. It has no bleeding, no ghosting. I mean, it looks very minor. I would still write on the back. That is like almost no ghosting. The 1.1, what a fantastic color. No feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. It's okay that it doesn't have these things when the color's great. The extra fine, same thing. That thinner line makes it appear like it's lighter, but when I fold the paper over and I'm really looking at it, it's the same. The extra fine has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. 15 seconds to dry. Totally worth it on a correspondence letter. Medium, same tone as the extra fine and the 1.1. No feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. A very worthwhile 21 seconds to dry. Waiting for this to dry, because this looks nice. The scrubby for both show no color variation. We didn't expect it. We didn't get it. The smear test you could recover if you smeared it. Another one of my favorite papers is Apache. We get no bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1, no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. Same exact tone, same exact problem. The thinner line makes it appear like it's lighter. I fold the paper over and I look at them and I get the same. I get the same tone. It's just the thinner line. Extra fine, no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade, 11 seconds. Very consistent, very nice to look at, very pleasant. The medium has the same tone with no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 18 seconds. Worth it to me. I like this. This looks so good. Extra fine and medium scrubby show no color variation. We didn't get any, and the smear test you could recover it. So Franklin Christoph paper has no bleeding. Yeah, a little comes through in a scrubby when you put it on stupid thick as an idiot like me. But other than that, no bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1, no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. The extra fine, same exact tone. No feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. 8 seconds to dry. Same tone with the medium. With no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. 13 seconds to dry. The extra fine and the medium scrubby show no color variation. We didn't get any. And the smear test you could likely recover if you smeared while you were writing. And that is all that I have for the writing sample. Instead of finding inks that look like Elixir's Midnight Marina, I would prefer to find an ink that complements its color on the page. Being a nice dark blue, I wanted something brighter. I chose Diamine's Pink because it's certainly brighter and it does stand out against this nice dark blue. Before I give my opinion on this ink, I would ask, if you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if it's your first time here, I would invite you to subscribe. Now, what do I think of Elixir's Midnight Marina? The color is amazing. It is very nice to work with. The problem I have is ordering it from Singapore. I don't know that waiting 2 months to get a new bottle of this ink makes it worthwhile to me. However, it is a beautiful ink to use, and I'm very happy that I was willing to wait the 2 months to get it. Thanks for watching.